Before Atlantis fell, there were 3 other human races you've never heard of. What if everything you thought you knew about human evolution was just scratching the surface? According to ancient theosophical teachings, humanity has evolved through 7 distinct root races across vast epochs. We're currently the 5th root race, but before us came the ethereal first race, the mysterious Lemurians of the 3rd race who first awakened the human mind, and the advanced Atlanteans of the 4th. Each race developed on lost continents, evolving not just physically, but spiritually and mentally in ways mainstream science has never acknowledged. The Lemurians mastered spiritual consciousness while the Atlanteans achieved technological heights before their civilizations vanished from history. Tonight on Grand Rising with ChristoLight, we're diving deep into these forgotten chapters of human development. Discover how these ancient races shaped who we are today, and what the next 2 root races might bring. Don't miss this live exploration of humanity's hidden evolutionary journey. Tune in now.
Our founder claims. This right here is an embodied form of the violet ray spectrum. Tap in and tune in Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern, live on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Grand Rising with ChristoLight. Your sacred space for discovering the Ascended Masters in crystal healing. Ashe. Well, look at what we have here. It is another Grand Rising, and I am Marcus ChristoLight. I am your host of this beautiful space, and I gotta say, hydration check for everybody. Make sure you hydrate pretty well this rising, that you are taking care of your beautiful human vessel and giving yourself a moment this rising or during this day to tap in and tune in with yourself. Maybe do a self-check. Maybe do some observation of the mind, the body, the emotions, and just kind of check in with yourself and see where you're at in this moment. Do you feel like you need more mental wellness? Do you feel like you need someone to help you be uplifted? Do you feel like you need to express something that has been causing blockages? Is there anything in this moment that you feel you could really use some support with? And is there any way you can support your own self with what you have? So as we move into this space today, with these self-reflections and bringing ourselves into our center and becoming more present, maybe allow ourselves to take a few breaths if we'd like, to really relax, allow ourselves to let go, and receive the beautiful information, knowledge, and good energy that will be present in this live today as we deep dive into the root races of the human earth. It's going to be a very, very ancient deep dive into the many different waves of races that have been seeded in this human journey on the earth. It's going to be very fascinating as we explore. So let's go ahead and take a moment, and I'm going to play a little bit of the singing bowl for you guys. Give us a nice a nice frequency to move into. So I got the big old sacral. You guys just enjoy these frequencies and just relax and receive in whatever way feels best for you. But enjoy the sound and the frequencies of the sacral. Taking deep conscious breaths through the body. Wow. Taking a moment, take any final deep breaths through your body to feel these frequencies. O neke ana na ose neke matoi na mata. Ime ke no sote oko no maya na te mono se neke na toto me na koto ina ta. E na kote maya no se na ki na kodiata te. Me ana koto ana te omante na oto na. So let's take a rewind to yesterday's episode, and then we'll pick up on where we left off.
Hyros Gamos is actually the cosmic dance of divine union happening right here in our universe.
God, we're talking about Creator, Source, the all-permeating force, wearing the white robes of the One. Hieros Gamos refers to the risen Christo Sophia as the embodiment of the inner hierogamic union between the human being and the divine. Hieros Gamos is the full resurrection of the body to the eternal light of Christo. Talking about the orbs, I'm sure a lot of us connect with the orb energy. In Ascension context, the synthesizing of the pairs of energetic opposite into unity is also referred to as polarity integration. Energetic synthesis or spiritual marriage. This also has the exact same meaning when applied together. Unification, which is the energetic balance between the masculine and feminine. To biologically evolve spiritually, the energetic balance between the masculine and feminine within the self must be unified. The apex of that perfect unification is the Hieros Gamos. We are not just the biwave. We are just experiencing a temporary biwave experience. But who we are the biwave and the Trinity wave together. And that's ascension. Ascension is ascending into the tri-wave rather than just the bi-wave. Into your light body, it's tuning into your connection beyond the ego. So you build that within yourself. Then you also build that within your relationship.
This is the Hieros Gamos alignment, called into fullness of remembrance at the end of the Mayan long count, 21st of December 2012.
So stage 1 of level 1 is alchemical union. So it's the second to the fourth dimension astral relationship, the ancestral miasma, sexual amplification, karmic issues, past timeline memories, phantom matrices, false ascension matrix, black magician trauma, astral dark arts, negative forms or clones, Egyptian, or I should say ancient trauma, inner child trauma, telepathic, victim victimizer for healing, high risk dark manipulation and trickster, acts as the catalyzer for spiritual ascension and awakening. Our Christ avatar state. We then project our Christ avatar self into two different poles or two different streams, clearing out any distortions in our masculine and feminine. So that was our last episode, and that was about the sacred marriage of divine union, the union of divine with human, the union of spirit with matter, the union of masculine with feminine, the union of male human, female human, things of that nature. Really beautiful, beautiful episode for those that like to learn about soulmates, twin flames, sacred divine union. We go in depth and give you the real details of what that means. So let's go into our focus for today, and that's the root races. So we're talking about the root races that seed the earth throughout the different cycles that we go through on this earth. So the following is the root race seeding cycles, which describes the evolutionary time cycle and the root races associated with each time cycle during planet Earth's evolution. We are currently in the 5th root race cycle and are here to heal and unite with all of our fragments from the previous root race cycles, and well as to activate our 4th DNA strand. Seeding 1, the 7D Earth Gaia. Root Race 1 is the 7D Earth, and they are also known as the Polarians. Root Race number 2, we have the Hyperboreans, antiparticle double to the Polarian race. Seeding 2 and Seeding 3, the 5D Earth, which is Terra, and the 3D Earth. We have root race number 3, which is the Lemurians. Root race number 4, which is the Atlanteans. Root race number 4, or number 5, which is the Aryans. Root race number 6 is the Muvarian. Root race number 7 is the Paradisian, the Uniseptis, which is the future Earth. So galactic history, summatation of root race seedings. So seeding 1, the 7D Earth, Gaia. Huge war broke out over this first root race seeding. This was called the Electric Wars. It was a conflict over the dominion of the Earth realms and the human Christ kingdom. Race war conflicts ensued over the genetic mutations and damage that was caused by explosions and other races' subsequent evolutionary and genetic digression. The Elohim and the founders renegotiated to ensure that human species evolution would continue, but would be sealed off from the higher realms as to protect the higher dimensions and entities from all of the distortions and genetic mutations that had occurred in the human race. Humans would have to clean up their mess to be allowed access to their cosmic families again. Our bodies were sealed off, and we were separated from our 12 DNA consciousness. This distortion to us created a separation between our antiparticle and particle selves, which is your spirit and your material self, meaning we now experienced separation and duality. So many more distortions to human species blueprint and consciousness occurred through subsequent seeding and evolutionary rounds. This also meant we would experience separation and awareness of the other aspects of ourselves, including our light body layers. To begin the healing of our fragmentation, we would begin by unifying our stations of identity and its layers of consciousness through the time field, dimensions. During our repeated incarnations, we would begin the unification of a consciousness, of our consciousness, by starting to draw in our Lemurian fragments and our two-dimensional chakra and our Atlantean fragments through our third-dimensional conscious minds. The human fourth-dimensional astral body would also draw in the third and the fourth root race fragments. As a part of the separated emotional body that was created from these distortions in our morphinogenic field blueprint from DNA damage. So another task for the human race is that we are responsible to collect the fragments of ourselves from other root race cycles and seedings. So this is why a lot of us that are here now have a lot of memories tied to Lemuria, Atlantis, so on and so forth. And some of us feel like we're doing karmic healing or timeline healing or repairments, grid work, things of that nature that have to do with these ancient timelines. So seeding 2, the 3D Earth, Syrians, Sirius B. This one hosted the seeding of the human race. The Eye of Horus, a stellar bridge used to bring in consciousness to incarnate. So the root races 3 to 5 attempted to seed onto the earth. Melchizedek race families came in to help to repair genetic digression around this time, approximately 35,000 years ago. Violations by the incarnated Melchizedeks using earth portals incorrectly around the Egyptian dynastic timeline unleashed a lot of dark energies onto the earth's surface. This was not purposed by the Melchizedeks, as it was a part of the intended plan to integrate the Anu template from the damaged planetary field that had resulted from the Atlantean explosions of the grids during the previous root race seeding. Unfortunately, there were some miscalculations and other genetic issues that raised a serious breach of planetary Templar security. The Templar is the Stargate portal system of the Earth that opens into the 12-dimensional levels of the Universal Time Matrix. For this violation, seals were placed on the 6th and 7th dimensional access in our DNA coding, preventing physical ascension out of this realm. This became a curse on humans, as it was genetically inbred through the generations. When the human consciousness was no longer a threat to the planets or universal security, the seals are lifted and associated, and assistance is given to release them. During the end of second seeding, the Anunnaki started breeding with humans, and a race called Nephilim was created. This was not agreed upon to genetically tamper with the human race, and the Elohim will not let this race walk on and be on the earth. This created a conflict, and another war broke out. This created the war with the Anunnaki and other Anunnaki sympathizers, such as the Dracos and the Syrian Anunnaki hybrids. The war ended this seeding attempt, and we reorganized for the next evolutionary round. Seeding 3, 3D Earth. We are in the 5th root race cycle and are here to heal and unite with all of our fragments from the previous root race cycles, and well as to activate our 4th DNA strand. Yeah, there's quite the history that we have. That's for sure. So a lot of times we think like, Egypt is as far as it goes, but all of this right here, like just about all of this is before Egypt. There's a lot of history that we are just not told about. So I'll read a little bit more about directly what root race means and what a root race is. So as a part of the human race and other ET races, we all have contributed and participated in several levels of this planetary experience via experiments in the development of human consciousness at various timelines and evolution cycles. In each time cycle, a level of root race, aka the 12 tribes, had a particular purpose in its exploration of consciousness and assembling a strand of DNA. Each worked in its own way with the genetic DNA advancement of the human species and its relationship to the school of planet Earth. Each root race, as a collective, had a mission to assemble certain DNA strands and qualities. Each seeding mission programmed certain experiences designed to clear various miasma, distortions, aka karma, created from other timelines of genetic destruction. Within certain potential timeline cycles, humanity was being spiritually prepared to achieve greater and greater levels of enlightenment and ultimately become fully connected. Powerful, multidimensional God beings of crystal star design, the divine blueprint of the human angel, was to play in the dualistic worlds of polarity, to experience the lower form worlds of creation among a litany of other experiences as consciousness experiencing itself in a physical playground. Ultimately, we were to return to source and assume, with our new multidimensional consciousness maturity, the stewardship of this planet into cosmic citizenship. As we integrate all these levels of the root races and their DNA genetic memories, we are called upon to become aware of those core fears and distortions that we are processing and healing. These core fears are implanted and anchored into the planetary grid network and the cellular matrix memory of the planetary bodies. They are being processed through our bioengineeric, energetic, and physical selves as we grow through this current evolutionary process of ascension. Biological evolution. As we transition from one root race to another, these species factors, such as the psychological functions of the human body, are rapidly responding to the massive alterations that are occurring in the Earth body. This means that the collective human blueprint and human bodies are responding to the impending biological evolution that is required as a result of the planet's structural shift. The current evolutionary pressures are causing energy to form, anomalies to occur, especially with many environmental and physical factors. This new consciousness platform requires specific psychological adaptations to the genetic changes that are occurring in the human race. In order to acclimate to the new set of conditions and energies that we are being further exposed to, as they are related to the human evolutionary process. Those awakening now are in the forefront of embodying those adaptations, as they are the consciousness bridge spanning into the future birth cycle of the next root race of the human species. Wow. So let's see here. I was going to check out, cosmic citizenship. So, cosmic citizen. This is the third and final stage of developing full consciousness freedom as a cosmic citizen. This is similar to the process of translocation. However, the person does not have to come back to the Earth at all. Now, the person can go any place in the cosmos they choose to go without limitation. However, if they go to another planet, they will be subjected to the laws of that planet's inhabitants. This is the status of having a cosmic identity and being a full cosmic citizen. This has been accomplished a few times on the Earth historically, but the current planetary miasma mutations can make this very hard. Although it may become easier in the future, transmigration is one way to describe what it means to be free. That when we project our consciousness body out, we don't have to come back to the Earth, nor do we have to incarnate here. In order to be able to achieve a full transmigration of our consciousness body and physical body, we must have released the miasmic record in the cell we inherited from our biological parents. This is a cell that is carried from the family of origin that is recorded into the physical body at birth, that was inherited from the biological parents. It is a cell that was created in the chromosomes at the time the egg and sperm of our biological parents unite. The cell becomes a part of the seed of the physical body that we are incarnated in. Once the family of origin cell is freed, it gets cleared from the body, and as it releases, it vaporizes. At this point of transmigration, the person is now a cosmic citizen. They may hold memories of being on the Earth, but their identity isn't necessarily that. This third stage is something that is very special, unique, and specific to the diamond sun body and crystal consciousness in order to achieve full sovereignty and spiritual freedom. Wow. I love this as well. Connecting directly with God in Christ. So when we connect directly with God, most important thing for us to understand, especially on the path of anchoring, foundational stabilization, and heart-based coherence, is to recognize ourselves as part and parcel of God consciousness without any intermediary identity. What that means is when you directly connect with God or Christ, and also know that Christ is the physicalization of God, Christ is not only the figure of Jesus or Yeshua embodying perfect peace, Christ, the cosmic Christos, is a God sovereign free cosmic consciousness citizen. And this potential is the ultimate destiny and ascension path for all of us. Wow, I love that. Talking about our ascension path of sovereignty and freedom. Welcome in, Queen. Good to see you in the live. Welcome in, everybody else. Feel free to drop comments, interact, ask questions, express your downloads in the comments. If anybody wants to ever come on the live as a guest, share a little bit about the topic, feel free to let me know and I'll drop the link. So yeah, I love this right here. Talking about how we don't need any intermediary or third party for us to access our connection to source. God, creator, higher self, however you'd like to say it. Just a reminder, all of us are able to activate Christ consciousness, and there is not a third party that we need. So let's go ahead and check out a video. This video is going to go in depth about the different root races, as well as what they are, and give us kind of like a brief summary of the history a little bit. Boop, 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 boop. Let me pull it up for you guys. And then at the end here today, in the Lemurian deck, and when we close out, I'm going to leave us with a beautiful oracle message for us. All right. How well this is going to come through.
Root races represent stages in human evolution according to the esoteric cosmology of Helena Petrovna Blavatsky, founder of Theosophical Society, as outlined in her seminal work, The Secret Doctrine, 1888. Blavatsky's conceptual framework was further elaborated.
All right, let's see how this does. I'm not sure what just happened right there.
Root races represent stages in human evolution according to the esoteric further elaborated upon by subsequent theosophists such as William Scott Elliot, Annie Besant, Charles Webster Leadbeater, and Rudolf Steiner, each comprising 7 subraces. Each root race is delineated by periods known as epochs, which which are related to the yugas of the Hindu tradition, divided into the gold, silver, bronze, and iron ages. Presently, we are in the fifth subrace of the fifth root race. At the midpoint of each root race evolution, it reaches its peak before undergoing a cataclysm that initiates its decline. At the same time, next race keep developing alongside the declining one, creating continuous overlap. This complex pattern of major races and their subdivisions, evolving and mixing together, explains the many different types of humans we see today. For example, the fifth race, the Aryans, is still developing on our planet, coexisting with many from the fourth race, including Tatars, Chinese, and Mongols, and some from the third race, such as Australian Aborigines. At the beginning of a new race, a great adept, Manu, incarnates, selects the best portion of humanity as the seed of the next root race, and allows the old civilization to be destroyed in cataclysms. The initial root race, known as the Polarians, lived in the time when Earth was still cooling. The first landmass to emerge was the peak of Mount Meru, located at what is now the North Pole, which became the habitat of this race. The Polarians were sexless, ethereal beings devoid of any cognitive activity, possessing only a rudimentary sense of hearing. Subsequently, the second root race inhabited Hyperborea and was known as the Hyperboreans. Their bodies were unlike what is now considered human, bearing only a vague resemblance to the human form. They were more astral than physical, gelatinous and jelly-like in nature, lacking evolved bones, organs, hair, or true skin. Similar to animals in terms of their lower instincts, they were considered innocent. Besides hearing, they developed the sense of touch. The Hyperboreans resided in what is now northern Canada, Greenland, Iceland, Scandinavia, northern Russia, and Kamchatka. Due to the absence of Earth's axial tilt, the climate in Hyperborea was tropical. Their continent was known esoterically as Plaksha, and they referred to themselves as the Kimpershas. The third root race, known as the Lemurians, inhabited the continent of Lemuria, also referred to as Zalmali. Lemuria encompassed a vast area of what is now the Indian Ocean, including Australia, and extending into the South Pacific Ocean. Today, its remnants are found in the Australian continent, the island of New Guinea, and Madagascar. Over time, gradually submerged due to volcanic activity. The Lemurian root race began approximately 22 to 23 million years ago, during a period when they coexisted with dinosaurs. Lemurians were notably larger than contemporary humans and would be considered giants. They were also the first physical human beings, exhibiting noticeable organs and skeletal, nervous, muscular, and other systems with specific functions. This was also the time when humans became self-aware for the first time. Initially, the first three subraces of Lemurians, who were hermaphrodites, reproduced by laying eggs. Around 18 million years ago, during the middle of the third subrace, the sexes were separated. The fourth subrace adopted modern human-like reproduction methods. Vision also developed during this root race. Initially, it was a single eye in the middle of the forehead, our third eye. Later, our normal eyes developed, and the third eye slowly receded inwards and became the pineal gland. As Lemuria sank, its inhabitants dispersed to surrounding regions such as Africa, southern India, and the East Indies. Descendants of the Lemurian root race include the Capoid, Congoid, Dravidian, and Australoid races. The fourth root race, the Atlanteans, emerged roughly 4.5 million years ago in Africa and are also considered giants. They developed the sense of taste. They originated from the fourth subrace of Lemurians that had colonized a region in Africa, currently inhabited by the Ashanti. Consequently, there was a substantial period spanning millions of years in which the Lemurians and Atlanteans coexisted. Atlantis, known esoterically as Kusha, was a continent that spanned a significant portion of the present-day Atlantic Ocean. It is said to have actually divided and later fragmented into 7 peninsulas and islands. As Atlantis began to sink, Atlantean settlers migrated to newly emerging lands to the east, west, and south, which eventually became the Americas, Africa, parts of Asia, and various European countries.
This migration extended from the Ural Mountains of Russia westward to include islands like Ireland and Great Britain. Some emigrants from the remaining Atlantic islands settled in the east, later consolidating into the Abyssinian highlands and adjacent territories. The Atlantean root race exhibited Mongolian features, characterized by bronze skin, which gradually diversified into the red American Indian, brown Malayan, and yellow Mongolian races. This evolutionary progression encompassed subraces, Mohol, known as Cro-Magnons, Atlantean Indians, the Phoenicians, Akkadians, Mongolian, which migrated to and settled in Central Asia, East Asia, and South Asia. Descendants along when the Toltecs, forebears of the Amerindians, governed Atlantis, the civilization reached its zenith, known as the Golden Age of Atlantis, spanning approximately 1 to 900,000 years ago. Atlanteans enjoyed abundant luxuries and amenities. Their capital, the city of the Golden Gates, boasted a populace of 2 million and was supplied by extensive aqueducts originating from a mountain lake. Innovation thrived in Atlantis, with Atlanteans pioneering airships capable of accommodating passengers. Their economy mirrored that of the Incas, embracing socialism. They were also credited with the earliest forms of organized warfare, employing air battleships housing 50 to 100 combatants armed with poison gas bombs, while infantry utilized fire-tipped arrows. The Toltecs revered the sun in temples rivaling the great ancient Egypt, adorned in vibrant hues. Their meditative focus was centered on the sacred word, Tao, akin to the Aryan Aum. The Toltecs colonized North and South America, evolving into Amerindi peoples. The decline of Atlantis commenced around 850,000 BC when certain Toltecs delved into black magic, influenced by the dragon Thevatat, also known as Devdatta, Buddha's adversary, fostering selfishness and materialism. Subsequently, the Turanians, progenitors of modern Turkic peoples, ascended to dominance, perpetuating black magic practices until Atlantis's final sinking around 9564 BC. In this conflict, white magicians faced off against black magicians. The latter employed magical spells to create human-animal hybrids till Atlantis's demise, with the white magicians warned telepathically to flee in ships before the cataclysm. Atlantis's destruction, attributed to successive disturbances in Earth's axial rotation triggering earthquakes, resulted in its sudden submersion. Humanity presently resides within the fifth root race, known as the Aryan root race, which emerged approximately 100,000 years ago from the preceding Atlantean root race in Atlantis. A mere 9,000 individuals, constituting the initial Aryan root race, departed Atlantis in 79,797 BC. These migrants split into two factions upon leaving. One group ventured southward to the shores of Alushra, where they founded the City of the Sun. Meanwhile, the main body journeyed to an island, the White Island, in the heart of what was then an inland sea, situated within the contemporary Gobi Desert. Here, they established the City of the Bridge, directly beneath the etheric city of Shambhala, believed to be the dwelling place of Earth's governing deity, Sanat Kumara. This arrangement ensured divine guidance in the evolution of the Aryan root race. The physical genesis of the Aryan root race was overseen by Vatamanu. With the development of the sense of smell, this completes our current five senses. The Kabyle ethnic group is considered the closest modern counterpart to this new race. The Aryan races range from dark brown to the whitest creamy color, and comprise the following races. The first race, Hindu, from the City of the Bridge White Island in Gobi Inland Sea, India around 16, migrated from the City of the Bridge to Arabia around 40,000 BC. The third subrace, the Persian, migrated from the city of the bridge to Persia around 30,000 CE. The fourth subrace, the Celts, began migrating from the city of the bridge to Western Europe around 20,000 BC, with the Mycenaean Greeks considered an offshoot of this subrace, colonizing Southeast Europe. The fifth subrace, the Teutonic, also migrated from the city of the bridge to what is now Germany around 20,000 BC, with the Slavs seen as an offshoot of this subrace, settling in Russia and surrounding regions. The emergence of the sixth subrace of the Aryan root race is expected to begin in the United States in the early 21st century. This subrace, called the Australo-American subrace, will evolve from the Teutonic subrace primarily in Australia and the western United States, with a significant number of individuals expected to be born in California. The sixth subrace is predicted to develop certain psychic abilities, facilitated by the growth of the pituitary gland. It is envisioned that this subrace will blend the intelligence of the fifth subrace with the emotional depth of the fourth, leading to greater wisdom and intuition. In the 28th century, the Theosophy plans to establish a colony in Baja California for the purpose of intensive selective eugenic breeding of the sixth root race. Master Moria, an ascended master, is expected to physically incarnate as the Manu, or progenitor, of this new root race. By this time, nuclear power is predicted to be the primary energy source, and a unified world by an individual believed to be the reincarnation of thousands of years. A new continent is forecasted to emerge in the Pacific Ocean, serving as the future homeland of the sixth root race. California, west of the San Andreas Fault, is envisioned from the northern end, the island of California off the eastern coast of the new continent. During the sixth root race, humanity will not be gigantic in size, as spirituality will be on the rise and materiality decreasing. The characteristics of sex will gradually disappear, and humanity will be androgynous again. Toward the end of the sixth root race, mankind will begin to exhibit first signs of reproduction through the power of will and imagination. Additionally, there will be a steadily increased tendency to evolve of each root race. A new physical sense apparatus appears. Thus, humanity in the sixth root race will develop a sixth sense, our psychic senses. Indeed, compared to our current fifth root race, the sixth will be far more advanced in every way, spiritually, intellectually, psychically, and even physically. The emergence of the seventh root race is projected to occur from the seventh subrace of the sixth root race, dwelling on the forthcoming continent that will arise from the Pacific Ocean, known esoterically as Pakshara, whose center is at a point where South America is currently located. Being the final race to appear on Earth, humanity is expected to undergo significant spiritual development, characterized by the complete elimination of cruel and destructive tendencies. Bodhisattva Maitreya. After completing its cycle of 7 root races on one planet, each life wave transfers its life energies to the next planet, initiating the same sequence of 7 root races on that subsequent globe. Consequently, each planet within a solar system experiences its own set of 7 root races, collectively forming one globe round. The culmination of 7 globe rounds constitutes one complete planetary round, equivalent to the completion of the cycle for the entire solar system. Upon the completion of the current round of human spiritual evolution, which spans several dozen million years, it is believed that the human race will migrate to the planet Mercury to continue both its spiritual and physical evolution. Before the current round of spiritual evolution on Earth, humanity inhabited Mars, migrating to Earth after the conclusion of the previous round.
Wow. That was amazing. Like, that was far more than I even expected from that video. What a beautiful, beautiful way to really give us the details and summaries of each of the different 7 root races and 7 cycles of humanity that we have on this planetary Earth. And I gotta say, like, it is Such an awesome time to be alive, being in this fifth cycle, really evolving out of the dark age and into the golden age of Aquarius. Like, we have done some serious groundwork here on the earth. The shadow work, the collective trauma healing, the clearing of distortions, as well as manipulation and mind control. I mean, we got to give ourselves some kudos for real. We came to this earth and we did some very, very deep, dense, and pretty hard stuff. So, if you haven't given yourself a little bit of love, a little bit of credit today, this would be a good time to just acknowledge yourself for this journey, alchemy that you've been placed into and put yourself through, and know that's for the better and that we are evolving as a collective and will continue to.
Step into 2026 with intention and sacred purpose. Join ChristoLight Healing and Wellness for a transformative 3-day New Year's retreat at the historic Apple Butter Inn in Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania. From December 31st through January 2nd, immerse yourself in cacao ceremonies, healing gong baths, and conscious manifesting workshops led by renowned practitioners Sadhanam Singh, Jesse Thomas, Katrina Durant, and Empress Dawn Faya. Enjoy live music by Shy Brown and Evan Sturgeon while nourishing your body with plant-based meals and resting in luxury rooms with fireplaces and memory foam beds. This is your safe space to heal, connect with soul family, and consciously celebrate the new year.
What a beautiful, enlightening episode, I gotta say. And again, feel free to leave comments, feedback on any of the stuff that we've gone over today. And it's really awesome to learn about more of our organic and true Earth history, because it's important. We got to understand how we got here and the patterns and things to integrate, activate, and also release, let go, and purify ourselves from, so that we can ultimately collapse these timelines, have no more attachments karmically, and be able to truly transcend into the next dimensional realms that we are ascending into. But the work has to be done. In order for your vibration to be the vibration that you're wanting to be, you have to do the things that allow your embodiment to then embody that frequency. So if you're holding on to traumas, those traumas are not going to support your vibration to be clear, stable, and uplifted. Then once you clear those traumas, then your vibration is able to simply, through math and science, elevate itself into a higher frequency. It's amazing how mathematical and scientific alchemy and holistic living is, because it has the core fundamentals and principles of what math and science is. It's really cool. But as we close out in this space today, I just wanted to take a moment to let you guys know of a couple of things coming up this week that you guys can tune into and be a part of. We have a couple of Sacred Kingdom community spaces happening live this week. Tomorrow on Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern, we are going to be hosting the final full moon Sacred Kingdom event, and that'll be for free live on YouTube and Facebook for you guys. And in that event space, we're going to be talking about some herbs and crystals as well as intentional ways to work with the full moon. It's also going to be a Gemini full moon. So it's going to be about communication as well as delivering messages and receiving messages, and also creativity and new perspective. And then on Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern, we are going to be kicking off our first episode of the new series, Whispers of Wellness. And this is going to be a podcast series about organic and clean home living. So we're going to have people in the community that are herbalists, organic product makers, and much more. And we'll be talking about ingredients. We'll be talking about chemicals. We'll be talking about the biofield. We'll be talking about the effects of these harsh chemicals. We'll be talking about what to look for. We'll give you guys good ingredients, good resources, as well as link you guys in on how you can get clean home products that are organic and safe and not toxic for you. So tune into that series. It's going to be a wonderful series. I'm pretty excited about that one. We're going to really help bring the education to the homes, as well as the offices, to the workplaces, the schools, everywhere. Because we have some valuable souls in our group that are going to share some info. So check it out. Here's a couple of previews for you guys of these upcoming events this week.
Your moon altar is about to become way more powerful. December 4th marks the final full moon in Gemini of 2025, and the Sacred Kingdom community is hosting something truly special. Join us Thursday, December 4th at 10 p.m. Eastern for a live mystical experience with incredible souls like Lunar Queen from Organic Essence Crystal Shop, quantum hypnotherapist Sarah Broadhead, and Marcus ChristoLight of Sacred Light. Bring your tea, cacao, crystals, or create a moon altar as we dive deep into this powerful celestial moment together. This isn't just watching, it's participating. Drop your questions in the comments, connect with fellow starseeds, and let's get mystical under this final Gemini moon. Find us live on YouTube at Sacred Kingdom or Facebook Live at Sacred Kingdom Community. One love, and see you under the moon.
Your cleaning products are slowly poisoning your family. Here's the truth they don't want you to know. I'm here to expose what's really lurking in your everyday household products and how it's affecting everyone you love. Welcome to Whispers of Wellness, organic home living, where we're pulling back the curtain on the chemical industry. Our team of homesteaders, herbalists, and shamanic practitioners are combining cutting-edge science with ancient wisdom to show you exactly how to protect your family. This isn't just another health podcast. We're going live so you can ask questions in real time, get hands-on demos, and join a movement that's cleaning up our earth one home at a time. Episode 1 drops this Saturday, December 6th at 2 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and Facebook. Don't let another day pass wondering what's really in your home.
So those are the two upcoming lives that will be taking place this week through the Sacred Kingdom community directly. And honestly, I'm going to take a moment as well. You guys can check out this QR code on the screen. Just scan that QR code, and it'll take you directly to our Sacred Kingdom link page. Now, our Sacred Kingdom link page is basically going to be a directory. And this is a very evolutionary and authentic thing that I came up with. And this direct link page for our community, guys, to be able to have direct access to a hub, product makers, and all the above. No volume. I'm not sure what happened there. Anyway, you guys get the idea. You guys can check out the website, scan the QR code at any time, and you can book and browse at your own leisure. And yeah, it's such a beautiful thing to be able to supply this directory, this hub network for you guys to be able to access multiple different ways of holistic healing, whether it's through organic home products, crystals, one-on-one healing services, retreats, tapping into the YouTube channel. We try to offer a wide variety of avenues for you to be able to obtain more of your enlightening codes and be able to clear, heal, and step into your Christed power within. And that's what it's all about. There's an echo. I don't know if the echo's on your side. All right. It's okay now. Okay. Thank you for the heads up. All right. So we're going to close out, as I said earlier, with a treat of a Beyond Lemuria, Ancient Lemuria Oracle card deck reading. Since Lemuria is one of our root race civilizations that seeded humanity, as we learned today. And it's very fascinating, the things that we just learned today, especially when you think about the history and the ancient civilizations and kind of like the hiddenness of all of it as well. It's very intriguing. Tomorrow's episode on Thursday, we are going to be going into the galactic wars. So we're going to talk about the different galactic wars that we've had in our galactic history. You know, this includes like the Lyran Wars, the Orion Wars. We're going to talk about the Electric Wars of Hyperborea. We're going to talk about a lot of different major wars that took place that brought the fall of many different civilizations. And with that, we'll also, talk about how it's affected our DNA as humans, our psyche, and how we've been cleansing and purifying from those times. So our card for today to leave us off on this live space is going to be transformation. Transformation is a beautiful complement to what we have talked about today. As we are transforming from one density into the next higher density. And through this transformation process, I feel to give the reminder through my own heart and through my higher heart, the reminder of your Christ consciousness, the reminder of choosing your perspectives, the reminder that you are the one that is in the driver's seat of your mind. You are the one in the driver's seat of your emotions. You are the one in the driver's seat of your physical body. So with that, if there's things inside your own mind, if there's things inside your own emotions, there's things that you're feeling inside your own body that you do not like, or that you feel that you need to change, then what's preventing you from doing that? Are we focusing too much on somebody else or the outside world? Are we worrying too much about judgment or flaws of others and not focusing on our own self and what we can continue to change and grow with? Are we allowing ourselves to sit in idle and wait for something outside of us to change before we take a step into something? Are we kind of just pushing things off until tomorrow, quote unquote? So just really think about that and ponder if your transformation is awaiting you and that transformation's been nudging you and that transformation is ready. And the thing is are you ready? Are you ready for the transformation that's taking place? Because the transformation is ready and it always will be. So with that, just remember to give yourself grace, give yourself mercy on this journey, and to remember that in the present moment, that is where your true power lies, with your free will of your intentions. You can be going through anything that you're going through, but if you can remember your free will, If you can remember being present, you can instantly shift your mindset, how you're focused and what you're focused on, and the way that you're allowing yourself to attach to your experiences. So we are being called to transform and to continue to transform, especially during these times. It may feel like you're losing your ego. It may feel like you're losing your identities. It may feel like you're feeling like you're drifting away from what seems normal to you. It may feel like that people in your life are no longer resonating. Know that this is all a part of the process, and it's all natural, and it's all a part of the evolution of your vibratory field and what resonates for you. So final reminder is try not to get in your own way. Remember that if we want to embody something new, we want to live a new life, then we gotta let go of the things in the old life that are not suiting and matching for that new life. So we are breaking down our old ways collectively and individually. We are evolving through ourself. And with that, sometimes comes new territory to our being. But in that new territory, there's divinity. Divinity as well as opportunity. And there will always be opportunity every time we let go and continue to grow. So with that being said, we close with our card for today, Transformation, number 53, from the Beyond Lemuria Oracle. This was our episode on root races. Tune in later today. There will be a live House Mama Unity and Community podcast. That will be at 5 p.m. Eastern. And that will be with Shannon Scott. She'll be sitting down with Shad Kistler, who is the owner of Beyond the Shadows, where they help out families that experience suicide, depression, and other things of the negative vibration. And then later on, I will be live at 8 p.m. Eastern for Ascending Beyond Limitations, the Raw Material Law of One, with Sandy Marshall out of Long Beach. 8 p.m. Eastern here live. And that will be what's going on today. See you guys there. You guys enjoy your day, enjoy the content, and feel free to give feedback. I love you all, and have a blessed day. There we go. All right, everyone. Wholeness. Reach out if you need support. Reach out if you'd like to join the community, and reach out if you need some one-on-one assistance.